Okay, I think we'll get started. So first of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to the opening ceremony for our affordable housing project. This is an exciting day for many people in the community. A lot of people have put a lot of time and effort into this, and it's great to see it come to completion, and we're really excited that we have so many guests from out of town come to help us open this facility. So thank you for coming. We have a number of speakers that are going to come up and talk a little bit about the project and the contribution of their organization to the project. So I'm going to be here mostly. You'll be glad to hear just introducing them and not seeing too much in between. So first of all, though, just before we get going, we're really excited to have two MLAs with us today, Jackie Tegart, who is going to come up and say a few words in a minute, and Kyllo from our neighboring community of Summerham. So thank you for them for making the trip here. Thank you. Okay, so first I'd like to welcome Jackie Tegart, who's the MLA for Fraser-Nicola. Jackie was elected as MLA for Fraser-Nicola in 2013. She currently serves as a member of the Cabinet Committee on Secure Tomorrow and the Environment and Land Use Committee. Prior to being elected as MLA, Jackie served as 3 terms on Ashcroft Council. She was a school board member for 17 years, serving as chair for 15 of those years. She is also a former president of the BC School Trustees Association. So give a warm welcome to Jackie Tegart.
Good afternoon, and what a pleasure it is to be here today. I want to thank you for inviting me to help celebrate the opening of this beautiful and important affordable housing development. And before I continue with my speech, I'm going to go right off script, and I'm going to invite Kyllo, MLA for Shuswap, to come up and say a few words, and then I'll finish my speech. And if he speaks too long, I promise to pull him off the podium.
Well, thank you, Jackie. I didn't realize I was speaking today, but it's great to be here. Obviously, the communities of Shuswap have a lot in common with Revelstoke, whether it's people skiing or snowmobiling here in the winter, or me spending time up at Martha Creek during the summer with my family vacation. Definitely strong ties between the communities of Revelstoke and Shuswap. So I think this is a great opportunity, obviously, with more affordable housing in the area. As we have an aging demographic, we see more and more needs throughout the community, and I think this is just one way, small way, in which our provincial government can help to support the communities of Revelstoke. I was just having a read through the note there. Lots of partners, Columbia Basin Trust, City of Revelstoke, with a significant contribution towards this project. Makes it a lot easier from government standpoint to support projects when there's community involvement as well. So, congratulations to all of you for all of your work on seeing this project move forward, and just really happy to be here and to participate with my colleague Jackie. So, thank you very much.
Thanks, Greg. Premier Christy Clark sends her best wishes on this special occasion, as does Rich Coleman, the Minister responsible for housing. Like me, they are strong believers in supporting projects that create more affordable housing options. And I'm so pleased to participate in this opening as I'm visiting the community today in my role as the MLA liaison for your poverty reduction project, which is sponsored through the Ministry of Children and Families. And when we talk about challenges in our communities for those who are most vulnerable, affordable housing is one of the first priorities that we talk about. So I'm happy to hear that all 12 units are tenanted and becoming homes for people and families in Revelstoke. We understand the importance of affordable homes in communities like Revelstoke, and that's why the BC government partnered with the federal government to provide a combined investment of $794,000 for this project. Our government also provided interim construction financing of approximately $900,000. This building represents our commitment to invest in projects that make a real difference in the lives of individual British Columbians. The commitment and dedication of the local partners here are a big reason why this project has been successful. I especially want to acknowledge the Revelstoke Community Housing Society for their important contribution to this project and to the community as a whole. I know these homes will continue to enrich the lives of those who live here for many years to come. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this celebration, and to everyone who helped to make this project a reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jackie. It's always a bad sign when your first speaker goes off script, because I know there's others coming, but it's going to get worse. The other bad thing was that, Jackie, I got a written out intro for you and a written out intro for the federal representative, but not for the next two, so it could be a little rough. Anyway, our next speaker is known to everybody in attendance here. Not only does Mark serve as a leader in local government, but even when Mark was not a member of local government, he was still one of those people in the community that provided great leadership and got things done. The last 4 or 5 years have been quite exciting for the Community Housing Society. We've been moving along with projects, but there was a little spell just before that where things were not going quite as smoothly and dragging a little bit. And I did approach Mark and asked him if he would spend a bit of volunteer time working on the Affordable Housing Society. I think at the time I told him it won't be for more than a year, Mark, so don't worry. That was 6 years later. I don't think he's ever forgiven me. But anyway, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Revelstoke, Your Worship Mark McKee, who's also the Chair of the Board of Directors of the Revelstoke Community Housing Society. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks very much, Alan. The fact that we have a building standing up right beside me means that I forgive you. But I would like to also welcome everybody here today, and I'd like to acknowledge our special guests, Greg and Jackie, for making the trip up here. And it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the community on a day like today when we're officially opening up our second affordable housing project. So affordable housing, I guess I look at affordable housing as a barometer or a key to the success of our community. It shows me that this is a place that people want to be, it's a place that people want to move to, it's a place they want to set up their businesses and raise their families. And the downside of that success is the affordability of the community. I was fortunate, and Alan touched on being chair of the society as well as being the mayor. When I was mayor previously, we recognized as a council that housing affordability was going to become an issue. We set aside 14 acres of land behind me for affordable housing. We set up a society of dedicated volunteers in the community that knew that affordability was going to be an issue, and they wanted to do something about it just like I wanted to do something about it. So it's because of that board is the other reason why we're here today, and it's the fruits of their labors, past board members, past councils that have spent the time and the effort, and like I was telling Jackie earlier, we didn't say no, and we wouldn't take no for an answer because the project was too important to the community. It's too important for everybody in the community because it's been recognized as a community project by everybody, whether they have an affordability issue or not. They know that having more and more people in our community from all different walks of life is important to the makeup of the community, and affordability is a key to that. But I also have to thank our partners, the people that made this possible: Columbia Basin Trust, BC Housing, provincial government, federal government, and the city of Revelstoke played a big role with a few things that providing the land and other things to make this project possible. The builders played a big role. BPR Construction, Faction Project Management under the watchful eye of Michael Hoffman brought this project in on time and on budget. Something that unfortunately becomes more and more rare these days, but something that we were able to achieve. And I think that's mainly because they had the whole board that was watching them and making sure every step of the way. And we were fortunate that the makeup of the board brought all those different skills to the table that made sure that this project was successful and it was done right. I mentioned about previous councils, this current council, their commitments and their time and energy and efforts to supporting affordable housing. City staff that were watching over the project and helping us all along the way. But I think that it's also the people that are on staff, like Alan Mason, who is a board member, is a staff person with the city. He has more of a commitment to this project than a lot of people do, and we're fortunate that he has taken this project personally and ensured that this project is being done right, and it's being done properly, and it's being done on time. And of course, everything that Alan wants to do, he hands over to Deborah and to make sure that it actually gets done. So I would also really like to acknowledge and thank Deborah Wozniak and the funding through the Community Futures organization that she brought to the table. But it's obvious that it's a group project. It's a project for the community, and we could say the short term is it's affordable housing, but it's actually safe, clean, appropriate, and affordable housing, and that's what this project is, and that's what it brings to the community. And this is our second project that the Housing Society's done, but I can guarantee you it won't be the last project. With the group that we have together, with the funders that we have, with the commitment we have from the council, from staff, from the community, we're going to see more affordable housing projects coming to this community because, sorry Greg, but this is the place that people want to be. This is where they're going to move, and they're going to bring their families and their businesses, and we're going to be ready for them. Anyways, again, thanks everybody for coming out today.
Thank you, Mark. We were also fortunate on our board of directors to have the regional district, Columbia Shuswap Regional District Area B Director, Loni Parker. She has been on the Housing Society for, I think, ever since we started. So Loni's going to come up to speak next, and Loni's also sits on the board of directors of Columbia Basin Trust, and we're very fortunate in our region to have the support of Columbia Basin Trust. And Loni is coming up to speak on behalf of the trust today. Thanks, Loni.
Thank you, Alan. Well, geez, we've got a beautiful day for this, and I'm just so glad that the people who have traveled from out of town have been able to enjoy this lovely weather. Of course, we ordered it especially for you all, and it's a good turnout. I'm glad to see everybody out today. So thanks, Alan, for your great MC job there. He's already introduced me. I sit on quite a few boards, one of them being the Columbia Basin Trust, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the board of the Columbia Basin Trust. So it's a pleasure to be here to celebrate the official opening of the affordable units. They're beautiful. I've been watching them since the day one. Of course, I've been on the board of the directors of the Community Housing Society as well, so it's great to see them being completed. But we couldn't do it without everyone who has contributed to make the project a reality, and so thank you all for that. There are so many partners involved, including the Government of Canada, the Province of British Columbia, City of Revelstoke, of course BC Housing. We couldn't do it without BC Housing. They have contributed significant efforts towards this project. So it's great to see what we can accomplish when we all work together. Without having partners, we could never have pulled this project off. It would have been virtually impossible. And from a board of directors, from the trust perspective, we look at these kinds of projects that are so successful to show us how we can help continue to do more great works in the basin. So I particularly do want to thank the Revelstoke Community Housing Society. Without the efforts of the society from the start to where we are today, this never would have happened. And we have gone through some pretty rocky roads at times to get where we are, and I have to say the board persevered. All the previous board members persevered, and I have to thank you, Tony, for coming on this beautiful sunny day. We couldn't have put it together without the society. The society identified the need for the project, brought it off the ground, and made sure that we got to where we are. These additional units will make a real difference to the lives of Revelstoke residents, providing with some housing options that meet their needs, and as stated earlier, they're full or close to full. So we'll be looking forward to seeing where we can move in the future with more partnerships. But in the basin, we've had our Trust Our Futures process where we had a conversation with people in the basin, and the basin residents have told the Trust that affordable housing is a priority. And that's why the Trust is making this one of our priorities as well. The people of the basin have told us we need to look further down that road. So through the Affordable Rental Housing Initiative and our partnership with the federal and provincial governments, the Trust has been able to support the creation of over 100 housing units across the basin. And that's just a start. We're proud to be part of an initiative that is helping strengthen basin communities and residents now and into the future. So on behalf of the Trust, I want to thank you for the opportunity to support all of your collective efforts to create a legacy of social, environmental, and economical well-being in the basin. So thank you all.
Thank you, Loni. Our next speaker is speaking on behalf of Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. And we're very happy that Lance Jacobek was able to make it up from Kelowna today. He's originally from Kelowna and started with Canada Mortgage and Housing in Ottawa in 1999. He returned to BC in 2005, where he promotes CMHC tools and resources to assist with the creation of affordable housing across BC. He is fortunate to work with housing providers across BC in the north, with a specific focus on the Okanagan, Kootenays, and the 3 Northern Territories. Please welcome Lance. Thank you, Lance.
Thank you, Alan. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here in your stunning city in front of a stunning project on such a great day with all of you on behalf of Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation to celebrate this special occasion. 1014 Oscar Street is officially open and will add 12 units of affordable housing in this community. Owned and operated by the Revelstoke Community Housing Society, 1014 Oscar Street will be a wonderful home to families and individuals who live here. I want to say congratulations to everyone involved in this great project, especially to the Revelstoke Community Housing Society and to all the funding partners, the Province of British Columbia, the City of Revelstoke, and the Columbia Basin Trust that have been so visionary and supportive in getting this development underway. Thank you for your vision, your hard work, for the financing, for the design, and most of all for your perseverance and dedication that it takes to turn an idea into the ultimate success of a home for people in your community. So congratulations on this wonderful achievement today. I'm delighted to be here and be part of this event. And congratulations again.
Thank you, Lance. So we've heard from the funding agencies, the provincial government, the federal government, CBT. It's wonderful to get the money, and obviously we can't build the buildings without the money. You've heard a little bit about the role of the society, but once you have the money, there's a whole bunch of work that has to go into the planning, to filling in the paperwork, the endless paperwork, to make sure the money flows, to make sure your building permits in place, and there's a cost to doing that. I mean, the volunteers, the Housing Society come to the table. The city was good enough to dedicate a little bit of my time as staff, but I didn't have the time to do much of the work, especially on the paperwork. So I'd like to now invite Kevin Dorrius, the General Manager of Community Futures, to come up and say a few words. Community Futures very generously donated a great deal of Deborah Wozniak's time to work on this project, and without the contribution from Community Futures, I think we'd still be looking at holes in the ground. So Kevin, come up.
Hi everyone, thanks for allowing me to come here and speak today. I can't believe what a facility we have here and just how big a project was seemed at the beginning and so forth. And I will say that it's easy for me to come up here and accept the thanks from Alan for Community Futures role, but really that's Deborah's hard work here from our office that really contributed to this project. Nonetheless, on behalf of our board of directors, our staff, we're very proud to have been part of this project and are very proud to be part of the working with the Housing Society moving forward and continuing the work that is being done towards poverty reduction in Revelstoke as a whole. So thanks again to all the members of the Housing Society for your hard work, to the provincial and federal governments, and all the businesses, organizations, BC Housing and so forth, who contribute to this project. It's another great example of where we have a challenge in this community being affordability. It's impacting many of our citizens, and it's really wonderful that we have all these groups and organizations that all work together to pull off a project like this. So again, I think it says a lot about our community.
Thank you, Kevin. So some of the board members have had a chance to get up and say a few words. You've heard from McKee, our chair, from Loni Parker. You've heard from me. I would like, though, to acknowledge some of the other board members that are present today. I mean, this has been a real team effort. It's the board that's driven the project. So I'm just going to, in no particular order, ask the members to stand up. So first of all, the handsome-looking gentleman in the black hat there, Peter Bernacki. Peter, hello. Sitting next to him is our vice chair, Glen O'Reilly, and Glen, many thanks very much. And then on the far side is Cathy Girling, who's been a great advocate for the tenants. And I'd also like to acknowledge a former council member and also a former board member for many years, Tony Scarcella. And then last, we had a good working relationship with BC Housing throughout the project, and they had some key staff members that were really of great assistance to us, and I'm pleased that Jeff Stedman is here from BC Housing, come all the way up from Vancouver. And also beside him is Nanette Drobot, who gave us a lot of, it was easy to build it, but once you got the thing up and running, you got to run it, which is a lot more challenging, and Nanette has given us some great advice and assistance with how we can operate this, so thank you. Okay, so that's the formal speech is over, and I'll just try and describe to you what we hope will happen next. We are going to be putting a permanent plaque on the building, which will acknowledge all the funders, and we have a mock-up of it now. We were a little rushed to get the opening ceremony done. We weren't sure who was going to be able to make it, so the plaque is going to look like this mock-up. But what I'm going to do for today is we're going to have Lance and Jackie and Mark and Loni and maybe Greg, you want to come up too? And we're just going to unveil the plaque and get a photo of the kind of dignitaries beside the plaque for now. But just rest assured, we are going to be putting a permanent plaque on the building.